Hey, this is Jay with Cevohcam Studios, and this is the extended Starfield tutorial to create a nice backdrop for your default cube. This is a Cycles and Eevee friendly tutorial, so use whichever render engine you prefer. Okay, so I'm going to keep my 3D viewport open, but I'm also going to open a new window to work on my shaders. So just to make this a little bit cleaner, I'm just going to go and turn off these little gizmos here. I'm going to go and turn off the overlays, and I'm going to go into viewport shading mode. There's nothing here because we obviously have not started our texture yet. So let's do that. Add yourself another window to be able to go and have two editors open at the same time. You're going to want to change from the 3D viewport editor to the shader editor. And instead of the object mode, you're going to want to use the world mode. If nothing shows up, it's because you probably have to zoom out. For some reason, Blender doesn't always give you these two default nodes right in the center of your field of view. So now that I have those two nodes that I know which I'm going to be working with, I'm going to Shift A to go and search, and we're going to add a voronoi texture. And I'm going to go and plug the distance into the color, and we got kind of a black inverted large globs. I think that's the best way to describe it, but that's not what we want. So again, with Shift A, we're going to search, and I'm going to add a color ramp right in between the voronoi and the background. And then I'm going to take the black slider, move it around to 0.4, doesn't matter where, and the white slider all the way to the other side. Now you'll see we have the basic spheres for our star field. But since we're going to do some more detail in this version, I'm going to switch the computation here from F1 to smooth F1 to sort of merge all these little spheres together. This will help to give the effect of different size stars, gravity, not gravity, you can't see that, but perhaps galaxies in the back of your star field. And this just adds a little bit of nice variation. And you can see that when you go put the slider down to 0.1 and scale up to 500, it gives you a decent star field, but it's still a little bit lacking in color. So we're going to put the scale on the voronoi back to 5, move the black slider a little bit over a bit, and now let's correct this by adding in Shift A, search, mix shader, and nope, not a mix shader. You're going to want to add a mix RGB and plug that in between the color ramp and the background. It'll wash it out because your second color is just this grayish white. So you want to plug the color node from the voronoi texture into the mix shader. And that just gives you a washed out mess of color, which is fine for now, but it's not what we want. So you're going to want to change the mix shader or mix RGB from mix into color dodge, soft light, color burn. It all depends on the result you want. And now you can see here, we now don't have the washed out color. The color just focuses on the white shapes, and you can control the intensity with the factor. Now, this does give you some green for green stars, which isn't technically accurate, but this is not going to be technically accurate. It's just going to be a star field. So you take the position for the black back down to, let's say, 0.1. You then scale up again to 500. And then when you render again, you have a little bit more of a detailed star field with a little bit of faint color variation in the stars, which you can ultimately tweak to get whatever type of effect you want. And that really is all there is to it. Please like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials and more content. Thanks. Bye.